The Ram Temple donation controversy is getting bigger with each passing day. For the first time since the investigation began, former Ram Temple Trust General Secretary Champat Rai has presented his version before the SIT. According to sources, Champat Rai told investigators that he had no role whatsoever in the alleged embezzlement of devotees' donations. He said that the moment the irregularities came to light, he acted immediately, helped identify the accused, and facilitated the registration of the FIR. Champat Rai is also learned to have accused Tinnu Yadav of betrayal. He told investigators that Tinnu Yadav had been associated with the trust for years and enjoyed everyone's confidence. Nobody, he said, expected Tinnu Yadav to betray the trust by allegedly getting involved in such an act. But while Champat Rai has denied any wrongdoing, fresh questions are now being raised over the functioning of the trust itself. Despite resigning from the official post, sources claim that the Champat Rai, Anil, Mishra and Gopalji Rao continue to remain actively involved in the temple administration. Meanwhile, the controversy has also taken a political turn. UP Congress Chief Ajay Rai alleged that he was prevented from offering prayers at the Ram Temple and claimed that he had been placed under house arrest.
ये मैं आचार्य नरेंद्र देव कृषि विद्यालय के गेस्ट हाउस में हूँ और ये गेस्ट हाउस में मुझे इसमें अकेले बंद करके रखा हुआ है। आप देख सकते हैं कि ये पूरा का पूरा इधर अब ये दरवाज़ा सामने ये दरवाज़ा है, इसको भी बंद करके रखा हुआ है इन्होंने। अब ये देखिए पूरा इसको खींच रहा हूँ, उसके बावजूद भी ये खुल नहीं रहा है। ये पूरा बाहर से बंद है और ये सामने आप देख सकते हैं कि ये सामने के भी ये दरवाजे यहाँ पर भी पूरा बाहर से बंद करके रखा हुआ है।
हम लोग यहाँ पे दर्शन करने आए थे अयोध्या में, लेकिन यहाँ आके पता चला कि हमको ये दर्शन नहीं करने दे रहे। ये लोग जो चंदा चोरी को तो नहीं रोक पाए, लेकिन एक हिंदू को दर्शन करने से ये रोक रहे हैं। ये कहाँ का सनातन है, ये कहाँ का ये परंपरा है, कौन से धर्म की परंपरा है कि प्रभु श्री राम के दर्शन करने से उनको रोका जाए।
Meanwhile, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has hit out at Congress, accusing them of hypocrisy over Lord Ram. He said, and I quote, "Those who used to lathi charge people for chanting Jai Shri Ram are now advocating for Ram Bhakti."
वह कांग्रेस जो 2017 के पहले राम के अस्तित्व को ही नकार चुकी थी, श्री कृष्ण के अस्तित्व को ही नकार चुकी थी, आज वो भी कहती है कि राम तो सबके हैं। अब ये लोग सब मचल रहे हैं अयोध्या जाने के लिए। हर एक पौराणिक स्थल को और विरासत से जुड़े हुए स्थलों के पुनरुद्धार का कार्य हो रहा है। इसको बाधा बन करके इनको रोकने की उनकी चिढ़ थी। जब कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो अब अपने अनुसार फिर वे वही झूठ का सहारा लेकर के कुछ ना कुछ तो बोलेंगे।
Adding another layer to the controversy, sources say that average daily donation at the Ram Temple have reportedly increased after the alleged theft came to light. According to sources, before June 7, the average amount deposited in the bank as temple donations were around 16 to 18 lakhs per day. After the controversy began, the average daily deposit reportedly increased to 22 to 24 lakhs. So debate is no longer just about 8 arrests. If Champat Rai says he acted the moment the theft came to light, how did the alleged irregularities continue undetected? And who is the mastermind of the temple donation? On this issue, I am joined by Anil, author, political analyst, journalist, Dr. Himanshu Shukla, BJP spokesperson, Chitra Batham, Congress spokesperson, Sunita Arun, senior journalist, and News9's input editor, Brijesh Pandey, who joins me from studio. Before I go to the spokesperson first, let me take opening comment from Arun Anand. Arun, what do you make of it? I mean to say, no big wig is in the net, and people who are at the counting table have all been pressed and brought to books. What about the big guns?
The special investigation team has started the second round of investigation. Prima facie, I think they've acted quite quickly. But unfortunately, an administrative oversight has, now developed into a political slugfest. And I think the bigger issue is that the Hindu society is deeply concerned about, one, that why this thing happened. Second, that now this is getting converted into a political slugfest. And partly I agree with Yogi Adityanath. I don't think Congress or Samajwadi Party has the moral right to talk about it, but still the embezzlement has happened, and there are acts of omission and there are acts of commission. So there are people who have committed the crime, but there are acts of omission also where they have been allowed to commit that crime. So responsibilities, so there will be two kinds of responsibilities which need to be fixed. One is uh, people who are directly involved, and second is that because of the oversight, people who are interested with ensuring that systems and processes are in place and everything is done with absolute complete transparency. So if that thing has not happened, so then that's an act of omission. And but the way it is turning out into a political slugfest. But last point which I want to make is that I think it's a the Hindu society is more pained now at what is happening. This the charges and counter charges are flying thick and high, and they're looking for a standard operating procedure which needs to be in place to ensure that such institutions which are of great reverence for Hindus, so there is a proper standard operating procedure so that everything is being done with transparency, while not being handing over the complete institution to the government also, retaining its autonomy, but also ensuring that the regulatory mechanism is there. I think the larger debate should be on basically that issue.
Dr. Himanshu Shukla, it has, this entire theft has pained Hindus across India. That something which was so celebrated, such gross violation has taken place. And people who were in charge of it are washing their hands away and saying that their juniors were responsible.
जी नमस्कार जय सिया राम भारत माता की जय First of all, you have said that Hindus have been hurt, so that is not right. The devotees' faith remains strong. Despite all the controversies and negative campaigns, the number of devotees visiting the Ram Janmabhoomi temple has not declined. The pilgrim visit continues steadily. The donations have also increased. This shows that the faith of millions of devotees remain firm in the government, in the trust, in the Hindu Sanatan Dharma की जो शक्ति है वो अभी भी स्तंभ की तरह खड़ी है. So people have not lost faith in the Yogi government. People have not lost faith in the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Their faith remains firm because the government is also acting according to the people. I am hereby as a spokesperson for the BJP and as a Hindu, I am saying if anyone has the evidence, any evidence, media, journalists, any individual organization, if you have the evidence, submit it to the SIT committee. And those who are, responsible for this crime should be punished more than they deserve. I'm here saying this thing. So they will not be, left. Everything will be done according to justice. And anything bad which has occurred, the people responsible will be punished. And nobody will be left. So the faith of Hindu will remain firm.
Okay. Chitra, your opening comments, the Congress spokesperson.
Well, Kartikeya, good evening to everybody. Over here, it is so shameful to continue to listen to all this morality ka gyan and whatnot. People who have claimed themselves to be Kattar Hindus actually proved themselves to be corrupt Hindus. The ones who said that na khaunga na khane dunga, hum Ram ji ko लाएंगे क्योंकि चंदा चोरी कराएंगे. So I believe that they don't have any authority or morality to judge or certify any Hindu's faith. A Hindu's faith has not been intact from today onwards or from when the BJP has been into power. Hindus' faiths have been intact right from centuries and centuries, which is why today Ram Mandir was even a reality. But look at the fate of what has happened. It is so shameful. They didn't even spare Ramji. They did not even spare the faith of the Hindus, of crores of Hindus. They anyways made Astha a proper dhanda, and they have a proper pride and a show off thing that they do with this particular thing. So I think it's unabashedly a very shameful act. And over here, the BJP political analysts and the spokespersons do not have an iota of shamefulness to even accept or even think that any accountability will come out of it.
Okay, thank you.
Let me make a comment.
I'll take, you can respond. Let me take one opening comment from Sunita and Abhijay. Sunita ji, in your opinion, what has happened? For me, it's an act of criminality. I see this entire thing from two perspectives. a criminal act has taken place. Someone has run away with the devotees' money. The second thing is, how did this happen? Because ultimately, this was not one of trust. This trust was being run by very powerful people, people who have held important positions in the government of India. So how did this happen? I'm surprised, because the people responsible were also had an organizational experience. I don't want to get into this name shame business, but I mean to say I'm very surprised by the fact that this happened in this trust.
Exactly, Kartikeya. I think I'll have to comment on, there are a few points that were raised. One, I think people still have trust in Modi ji and Yogi ji. They're expecting some bigger action in the matter. One. Second, they worship Lord Ram, so they'll continue to go to the temple, they'll continue to go and do the offerings. It's not that they are worshipping BJP or VHP or anybody else. They have lost faith in the system that was there, which was run by the trust. The trust is still there. They are meeting on 5th, they're calling an emergency meeting after a month. Last thing, Champat Rai today made a statement, and he said that Tinu Yadav was responsible for everything. I'm actually aghast, because Tinu Yadav was just a driver. Did that driver had so much of excess that he could go anywhere and could take away money and everything, and Champat Rai and the other 13 trust members turned a blind eye to whatever was happening? As for the opposition and the politics that is happening, I think it is the responsibility of the opposition to raise such issues. It is a public issue. It is not BJP, VHP. It's an issue of my sentiments, my sacrifices, and my donations. It has nothing to do with VHP and VHP. The opposition must raise, and they should raise it louder. Had it been, a farce, had it been just, there was no truth in it, then we could have said, okay, there is politics being done. But here, the SIT report has confirmed it. There is a scam. So I think opposition must raise it, and Prime Minister should act fast.